trail that leads you to 16 historical sites around the city of Boston.
If the weather is nice, we recommend walking it.
Boston Common is America's first public park. Boston is also one of America's oldest cities. It is also where the fight for America's freedom began. In 1775, the people of the 13 colonies did not want to live under British rule anymore. Fighting broke out between the colonists and British troops near Boston. This was the beginning of a long war called the American Revolution. The Revolution led to the overthrow or destruction of British rule. Here, our family explores the grave sites of some very important figures in Boston's history. Listen as they tell you about the history.
And the graves of the 5 men killed in the Boston Massacre.
This is John Hancock's grave. He funded the Sons of Liberty and started the Revolution.
This is Paul Revere's gravestone. We got a tour of his house.
Keep following the trail, and you'll end up at the old City Hall.
The statue of Ben Franklin is in front of America's first public school that Franklin, Adams, and Hancock all attended.
The two historic trails begin at the Boston Common. The first is the Freedom Trail. This walking tour takes you to the places where the fight for freedom began. The trail ends at Bunker Hill. The first battle of the American Revolution was fought on Bunker Hill. The second trail in Boston is the Black Heritage Trail. On this walking tour, you could learn about the long history of African Americans in Boston. This trail ends at the African Meeting House. This meeting house is the oldest African American church building in the United States. As we continue to watch the students on their tour, think about which trail you would choose and why. I would recommend walking both on a nice day.
Weather vane that still sits atop Faneuil Hall. Keep on the red brick trail and you'll end up at Paul Revere's house.
This is the house of Paul Revere.
1 if by land, 2 if by sea. This is the Old North Church steeple where Paul Revere got his signal. Make sure you visit the Old North Church. It's really cool inside. Stop at Copp's Hill Burying Ground. It's the second oldest burying ground in Boston. Follow the Freedom Trail across the Charles River to visit the Charleston Navy Yard, famous for the USS Constitution, or Old Ironsides, the oldest commissioned warship.
The USS Constitution is our kind of place. The museum and tours are free.
The last stop on the Freedom Trail is the Bunker Hill Museum and Monument.
The monument is a tribute to the first major battle of the Revolutionary War. The Freedom Trail is a must if you visit Boston. You can do it in a day or split it up like we did.